One of the awesome things about full-time traveling on the road is having the opportunity to meet other nomadic travelers. And over the next couple weeks, I'm going to change it up here on the channel a little bit and introduce you to some of these people and the awesome self-built and do-it-yourself rigs that they're traveling the country and the world in. So let's start today. I'm going to introduce you to Valerie and her cat Sadie in their Ford Transit van. I think you're going to like this one. My name is Michael Ladden. I am currently traveling more than 220,000 miles around the world on board my 1994 Staunton Stevenson Overland Expedition rig and KTM adventure bike. This is my story. I am here in Wyoming, and I just came from the Wind River Rally in Hudson, and now we are camped beside this beautiful river, and I am sitting here, or standing here more appropriately, with Valerie, and we're going to do a little bit of tour of her van, and I met her over the weekend, and it's an awesome build, and she did it herself, so let's take a look at it.
Alright, so it's a 2015 Ford Transit. It is the longest, tallest Ford Transit they make.
All right, so tell me a little bit about you being on the road. You're on the road full-time, correct?
Full-time for the last 2 years.
And what do you like the most about being on the road?
I like the freedom of choosing my backyard and not being tied to one place.
For people out there in YouTube world, that it always sounds like this is the most glamorous life ever known to mankind, right? So what's the van life reality?
Van life reality, you're always hunting for something. You're always looking for water or a place to park, especially overnight. It can be challenging. Things are gonna break every once in a while. You're gonna have to repair them, figure out how to do that. Think outside the box and think of all those things that you normally wouldn't have to. Built the van out in Atlanta, left Atlanta, went down to Florida, went all the way to the Florida Keys. Did like Grand Canyon and kind of fell in love with Arizona and the desert. New Mexico, Texas, California, pretty much all over California, Nevada, Utah. I like Montana and Wyoming and the Pacific Northwest. It's so beautiful there. So many cool animals. But I also love the desert, so it's really hard to choose. I can't decide.
Favorite kind of weather?
Favorite weather, warm and dry.
How has it been traveling by yourself on the road?
It's a great question. So I've had the experience of traveling with a partner for a year, and then the last year and a half I've been solo. So it was quite a big adjustment. It's very different than traveling with a partner. But one thing I do like about traveling solo is just being able to do whatever you want. And if you want to go somewhere, you can just go. You don't have to wait for the other person to decide to be ready to go. There's no compromise, you just do whatever you want. So I like that freedom, but it does get lonely. So, something I don't want to do.
How is it being on the road with a cat? And how does that work? What are the challenges involved with that?
Number one question. Okay, well, I've never been on the road without a cat. I've had Sadie for 11 years, and maybe like the first couple months it was really challenging getting her acclimated to the road because, you know, she spent her first 9 years not on the road. So it took a while for her to get used to it. But when she started getting used to it, she seems to love it.
What do you do to make sure that she doesn't get away?
So I have a couple of leash systems. I did leash train her like a dog. Right now she's on her long leash. I can just shorten it or lengthen it however I need to. It's attached to the van, and I attach it to her harness so she can walk around the van without going too far, but she can still have her own space and explore and do her cat things outside. I also have a retractable leash that I use for her. It's specifically for cats if I want to just go on a walk with her, and that's perfect. So the litter box situation, at first we had just a regular litter box just kind of sitting out in the open, but I got really tired of seeing that. It was an eyesore. So this was our shoe cabinet, and I turned it into her litter box to get it out of the way, and I cut a hole so she can enter it from that side right here.
All right, so how long did it take to actually do the build out part of this?
It took pretty much an entire year. We thought it would take about 4 months, but you know, things take a lot longer than you expect, pretty much any time.
And where did you build it out?
Built it out in our Atlanta apartment parking lots. Somehow we got away with that. But welcome to the kitchen. So this is the fridge. I went with the I guess vertical fridge because I didn't want to have to dig things out of a cooler, so I really like this style of fridge. I do most of my cooking right here with my induction stove. It is completely electric, and then I have my little tiny George Foreman grill, which I use a lot to make toast and just heat up things. We do have the Subway tile backsplash. I went with real tile because I wasn't sure how peel and stick tile would look, and I just really wanted it to look nice. So I learned how to tile, and I made this, did the grout and everything, and I love how it turned out. Got our sink here, the pull-out nozzle, got our soap dispenser here. This is supposed to be for water, filtered water, but don't have it set up right now. Got the ceramic farmhouse sink. These things do add weight to your build, so it's something to consider, but there were a few things we didn't want to go without. So these are just wooden cabinets that we built ourselves. This just has like trash can, plumbing for the sink, just some cleaning supplies. The number one reason the van is dirty. This one got some big items in here like blender. This is my pop out dish rack. Do the dishes, let it dry, and pop it back in.
Cool.
We built this jar rack. Just have some dry goods in here. We got the jars first and designed it around the jars so they would fit in perfectly. Never had a problem with them falling or anything, and I just love how it looks. Hydraulic
Little lifters
to keep the cabinets up, so we can just pop them open, have them up. They keep them closed with magnets while we're driving.
I love that too, because then you don't hit your head on them.
Yeah.
I hit my head on my cabinets all the time because they open sideways.
Exactly. So it's just the utensil drawer. Have a cutting board and just all spoons and utensils. This is for the kitchen. You can just turn it on and off with this button, or you can increase or decrease the lights with this dimmer. It's just touch sensitive. This is just the inverter panel. This just turns the inverter on so that I can use the AC power in the van, like these electrical outlets that are throughout the van. But to use like DC power, like to charge my phone and just use the 12 volts, this pulls down like this. I just have my very small printer in here, do some office work, and just like washcloths. I try not to use paper towels, but I wipe things down with washcloths in there, so it's convenient. And this is where I keep all my clothes. These are just drawers. Like, this is where I keep all my tops. Keep them folded up really tight in there. This is a skylight. You can have it all the way closed just to keep all the light out, or open it all the way if you want and let the sunshine in. You can open it and let the fresh air in, like so. And it also has a bug screen to keep the bugs out. So these are also on the hinges that help it stay up, so I can walk under it if I want to. Keep it open. I just have like towels and toiletries in here, beauty products, hair things. And up here I have bungee cord to hold everything in place in these kind of shallow cubbies. I just put things that I don't use as much, like extra bed sheets and other clothes that don't fit in my drawers up here. So here's the composting toilet. We have it hooked up to a fan to help exhaust anything in the compost part, but otherwise it doesn't use any water, so it's really efficient. Rain head, shower head up here, and also the handheld shower head. So we went with the Nautilus retractable self-cleaning door, and I really like it. Haven't had any problems with it. You pull this out a little bit, you can sit on it, use it as a seat, or pull it out all the way. And I have my sewing machine right here and some supplies for my small business. And this pulls down to put some other things. I made this sleeve for my computer to fit in safely, and I just keep some microphones and things like that in there. To get up onto the bed, and it's also storage. And this pulls down to access the underbed storage and kind of the garage area, and it's also my laundry hamper. The bed is a memory foam mattress that I cut up into pieces so it can be convertible. But right now, of course, it's in bed mode.
What does it become when it's not in bed mode?
It becomes a table and like a U-shaped seating. It can seat up to 6 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So put the spare tire on the ladder just because we didn't have any more room underneath the van after putting the 30-gallon gray water tank under there. So here's the garage. Got my composting materials in this box here. Under here I have winter clothes storage. It goes back as far as the bed goes. Got my batteries and inverter under there, under all the stuff. This pulls down, also on hinges, just the other way. Got my outdoor shower. So this is where the 40-gallon water tank lives. Can't really see it from here, but it goes all the way back. Fill it up from here, use these hoses, either the 50-foot or the 10-foot, whichever we need, and show you how the shower works. Just plug it in here and turn it on. Got a few settings on here, and I can shower myself or clean something dirty outside. Thanks for coming along on the van tour. It's been fun. If you want to follow me and Sadie's adventures, you can follow us on YouTube or Instagram at Val's Van Life.
Be sure to check her out, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching this video. If you like what we're doing, be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the truck and tree symbol to your right. Once again, thanks and hope to see you soon.